Hey, I'm Peter, and welcome back to Books for Thoughts, where we break down powerful ideas from life-changing books to help you slow down, think deeper, and grow with intention. Today, we're taking a different kind of journey, not through airports or train stations, but through the mind, the senses, and the human desire to wander. We're exploring The Art of Travel by Alain de Botton, a quiet philosophical reflection on why we travel, what we're hoping to find, and how to notice the world with new eyes. De Botton begins with a question we rarely ask. Why do we travel? Not where, not how, but why? Most of us assume it's obvious: to escape, to relax, to experience new places. But the art of travel digs deeper. It suggests that often we're not seeking places, we're seeking states of mind, a different version of ourselves, a break from routine, a fresh lens through which to see the world. Think about it. The moment we book a trip, we feel lifted, lighter, hopeful. We start imagining the sunrises, the foreign cafes, the long walks. We don't picture the jet lag, the delayed flights, or the hotel's weird plumbing. What we crave isn't just a destination, it's the romance of departure. De Botton points out that travel often disappoints us, not because the destination fails, but because we bring our minds with us. We imagine that a new place will free us from stress, boredom, or discontent. But when we arrive, we're still us, carrying the same thoughts, habits, and restlessness. This isn't to say travel is bad, but it's not a cure-all. The mismatch between fantasy and reality can feel jarring. That perfect beach you imagined, it's too windy. The cafe you dreamed of, too crowded. And sometimes the most beautiful sights leave us oddly numb because our expectations were louder than the experience itself. De Botton invites us to ask, are we really seeing the world or just chasing an idea of it? One of the most powerful lessons in this book is about learning to see. We often assume we already know how to look, but de Botton argues that most of us look without really noticing. We photograph sunsets but don't feel them. We check off landmarks but forget the details. The sound of footsteps in a quiet street, the color of local bread, the texture of a stone wall. The artist John Ruskin, whom de Botton quotes often, believed that drawing was a tool for seeing, not for making art, but for noticing. When you try to sketch a tree or a window, you're forced to slow down, to look at shapes, lines, and shadows you would have otherwise ignored. Travel isn't about constant movement, it's about attention. One of the book's most surprising ideas is that you don't have to go far to experience wonder. De Botton reminds us that many of the most striking travel writers saw magic in what others overlooked. Gustave Flaubert, for example, was more fascinated by the dust, the sidewalks, and the ordinary rituals of Cairo than its tourist highlights. The true art of travel is not about distance, it's about perception. We think exotic means far away, but something becomes exotic the moment we truly notice it. That quiet park near your house, the train ride you've taken 100 times, the people in your local cafe. The unfamiliar isn't always somewhere else. It's hidden in the familiar, waiting for you to look again. One of the quiet truths in the art of travel is that while we go out to see the world, what we often find is ourselves. De Botton suggests that travel acts as a mirror. It reveals our habits, our judgments, our preferences, and sometimes our anxieties. When we're away from routines, we become more aware of what truly affects us. A rainy day on vacation might irritate us, but is it the weather or our attachment to having everything go perfectly? A slow morning in a foreign town might reveal our discomfort with idleness or our need to constantly do something. In unfamiliar places, our emotional reflexes get exposed. And that's not a failure of travel. It's one of its greatest gifts. Modern travel is often rushed. We hop from one destination to another, check off monuments, and snap photos like trophies. But de Botton reminds us that the soul doesn't move at 500 miles per hour. We don't absorb wonder by speeding through it. We absorb it through stillness. He writes beautifully about the joy of sitting on a hotel balcony, watching nothing in particular, listening to distant voices, noticing how the light moves across a wall. This is the art of slow travel, not always needing a plan, but allowing a place to unfold at its own rhythm. It's in these pauses, in the unstructured time, that we often feel most alive. Eventually, all travel ends. The trip is over. We come home. But the art of travel argues that the journey doesn't stop there. In fact, the greatest transformation might happen after we return because now we've practiced paying attention. We've trained ourselves, even briefly, to notice details, textures, flavors, and moods. And when we bring that mindset home, ordinary life becomes extraordinary. You see your own kitchen with new eyes. You hear the birds on your usual walk. You taste your coffee more fully. De Botton writes that we can cultivate the spirit of travel anywhere, even in our own backyard. It's not about where you are, but how you see. At its heart, this book is not just about travel, it's about perception. And perception is something you can practice. You can train your mind to look slowly, to appreciate a chipped teacup, a shadow falling across a stairwell, the quiet beauty of a rainy afternoon. De Botton quotes the philosopher Xavier de Maistre, who once wrote a travel book about not leaving his room. He simply observed his furniture, his books, his bed, and described them like exotic discoveries. It sounds absurd, but it's quietly profound. Because the real goal isn't to collect more places, it's to cultivate deeper presence wherever you are. So, what does the art of travel truly teach us? That travel is not an escape, but an invitation to notice more, to expect less, and to meet the world in yourself with openness. It's a call to slow down, to look closer, and to treat your own life with the curiosity you'd bring to a distant land. If this reflection stirred something in you, consider picking up The Art of Travel by Alain de Botton and supporting the author. Because this book isn't just about going somewhere new, it's about learning how to be somewhere fully. And if you enjoy thought-provoking reads that help you see life through a richer lens, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Books for Thoughts, where we explore timeless wisdom, one idea at a time. Until next time, travel slowly, look deeply, and don't forget, the extraordinary often hides in plain sight.